This story is about dietitian boss Betsy, who started her private practice at the beginning of August in 2020 and has so far passed the $5,000 mark. I'm Libby Rothschild, creator of Dietitian Boss, and welcome to my channel. My program empowers dietitians and nutritionists to create their own private practice from scratch and emboldens already established practitioners to think bigger. My method provides a step-by-step process to improve how to market yourself on social media so your practice can become far more profitable and help more people. Betsy knew she wanted to become a dietitian when she was 14 years old. Her original plan was to go to be a dietitian for a professional sports team. But as plans change, Betsy found a love working with children and decided that that's where her passion led. Betsy started out in the clinical setting and gradually moved more and more to outpatient. COVID hit, and the pediatric office she was working at allowed her to work with patients remotely. Betsy realized how helpful and useful it is, particularly working with kids, because they don't want to go to the doctor's office. They feel comfortable in their own homes. Betsy had no plan. She says she just woke up one day and said to her husband, "I think I'm going to start my own practice today." She talked to a lot of friends who told her it took months and months to build business plans. Even when you have a plan, you can go haywire because nothing goes according to plan. Even though Betsy didn't know that eventually she'd be working with kids remotely from her laptop, she always knew that she wanted to be working with children. Betsy had worked in so many different parts of the pediatric life cycle and in so many different clinics with kids who have a multitude of different concerns. But when her own children were born, her oldest is 4 and had so many food allergies that Betsy had the opportunity to learn firsthand how difficult it can be to navigate that and make sure that you're giving your kids enough nutrition without giving them things that might be hindering them or hurting them in some way. Betsy knows how stressful that can be as a parent. So trying to take away that burden has led her to working with kids who have either celiac disease or a variety of food allergies. Betsy really relates with this because of her own personal journey and her professional experience. Because we didn't learn how to market ourselves in school, Betsy's message initially wasn't very focused, meaning her purpose was not narrowed down. She felt like she was spending so much time on a hamster wheel trying to figure out what she was going to do next. She calls it unorganized chaos. Just trying to reach the masses, saying things like, "Hey, I'm talking about iron today, but tomorrow I'm going to talk about fiber." And there was just no rhyme or reason to her posting content. People are not going to come to you for nutrition advice. They're going to look for someone who's specialized in what they're specifically looking for. For example, if a parent has a child with food allergies and they want to make sure that their child is still growing properly and safely. The next steps that Betsy had to take in order to really focus her message so that she could attract clients and feel really aligned with her line of work included these 5 steps. Step 1, Betsy had to clear up her message. Step 2, show her face. Step 3, be genuine when she shows up. Step 4, take imperfect action and show up as an expert. One quote that she loves is, "Not everyone is the best at everything, but you may as well go see the person who's best at what they do." Love that. Step 5, shifting Betsy's mindset and growing into a strong dietitian boss mindset has just transformed her private practice. Being your genuine self, no matter what specialty you choose to go into, is really important. Betsy knew that she had to be real, especially working with children, because they can see through any of that facade that you're putting up in front of them. With her messaging, Betsy now shows the client that she's going through struggles too, and her family's nutrition isn't perfect. Any way you can be relatable and make your presence relatable connects people because we all have our own struggles to some degree. And Betsy knows that it's really helpful for moms to feel like when they come to her and see her, she's not going to judge them for anything because as a mom, Betsy's been there too, and she has empathy for these situations that are particularly difficult. For example, Betsy has messed up. She's a human being, and she's exposed her children to allergens. Betsy thinks that being able to share that particular experience with people, meaning her audience, her potential clients, her current clients, means that they're going to be more likely to come to her and open up and be vulnerable with their real struggles, because the example of exposing your children to allergens, it's just the reality, right? And so we're not looking for perfection. Betsy knows what someone's life can look like once their child is no longer in pain. When Betsy started the Dietitian Boss Group program and cleared up her message, she landed her first client. Yay! But she never celebrated it. She said, "When's the next one coming?" And the problem with not taking a moment to celebrate our milestones is that we forget to strengthen our mindset and just congratulate and enjoy ourselves for the moment and for the progress we've made. And what Betsy did is she worked hard to shift her mindset and celebrate, learn how to celebrate every single victory, large or small, because you have to take a moment and realize how much work you're putting into the process. For any kind of income or any kind of family that you're helping or client, anything's a win, and it deserves to be celebrated and recognized. Betsy now welcomes sales. She celebrates every single win, and she has goals written down, which is huge because once you write down your goals, you become more accountable. Her big goal is really fun. I'm happy to share it with you. Within 18 months, Betsy wants to make her husband's income so that he can step down from his current position and start his own company. Betsy has improved her sales call mindset. She now says potential clients book you because you're awesome and you're going to continue to be awesome, and more people are going to book with you. But when Betsy started, she did not think that mindset mattered. She thought, all right, mindset, I'm going to toss this. I know what I'm doing. But she followed the program's modules, the Dietitian Boss method, and she began doing the mindset exercises. And when she wrote down her money goals and took the time to reflect, she then developed a daily mantra that she reads herself every morning and every night, because that's going to keep you going. Betsy now reflects and says, I think I learned most so far about how important changing your mindset is so that you can grow your private practice. Betsy shares some words of wisdom with you. She says, don't be afraid of failing. You don't have to make $500,000 this year to be successful. Any client that you help or any dollar that you make is because of the hard work that you put into something. And when you celebrate that and you develop a strong mindset routine, you welcome and invite more success. Keep in mind, Betsy said that not every single day is easy, and sometimes you just have to remember why you're doing this. Currently, Betsy enjoys working on groups, meaning offering her clients a group experience. She knows that her ideal client is very interested in that type of offer because in a group setting, she's able to put moms and families into like-minded communities so they can really learn and engage and grow from one another. And that prevents isolation because everybody's got a similar problem that they're working towards solving. Betsy has broken down her goals into actionable steps and bite-sized pieces so it just doesn't seem too overwhelming. Her annual goal is $200,000, which means that she'll need to make $17,000 per month, $3,875 per week, or $1,775 per business day. Talk about some serious goal setting. I love this breakdown. Betsy dreams of building a beach house on Santa Maria Island and knows that she's going to face some tough times on that journey. Not every day is easy peasy when you're your own boss. She keeps her eye on the goals, right? Because she's broken them down per business day. She knows what she's looking for. She knows what she's going after. And she keeps that in mind so that she can remember why she's doing this. If you're feeling inspired from Betsy's story, but you still want to get a grasp on what it means to specialize, meaning niche down so that you can stand out and reach more people, I want you to check out this video where I talk about what it means to niche down step by step.